Increased estrogen leads to lower tendon stiffness, while your declining estrogen leads to tendon stiffness. So let's talk about the hormone fluctuations in your tendons and this pain that you have, whether you're postpartum or perimenopause or menopause. I'm suspicious that tendon health is just as important with mechanical loading as it is for hormonal balance. You have to mechanically load a tendon to make it healthy, but it also has to have a homeostasis, such as it needs to have things optimal. And aging and declining estrogen negatively impacts your tendon health. So how the estrogen receptors express themselves, specifically estrogen receptor beta, affects how that tendon is going to heal and remodel. Poor healing leads to a crappy, weenie tendon, which means your tendon quality isn't as good as it once was. This is why you're constantly in this state of what you think is tendinitis. Tendinitis is the beginning stage where there's inflammation. You have tendinopathy at this point, and so you literally just have a weenie tendon. And sitting around waiting for your tendon to heal and hoping it gets better, but you're not actively working towards rehabbing it, means you're never getting out of tendinitis hell. But really it's tendinopathy, not tendinitis. And I need you to know that your tendon needs you to do more. But it's like Princess and the Pea. You do too much, you make it mad, and you put yourself in a flare. You do too little and you don't stress it, nothing happens. So decreasing estrogen weakens the tendon because it's a lesser quality, and stiffer tendons that are less elastic are more prone to injury. And of the estrogen receptors, alpha and beta, it's the beta that's overexpressed, and that one is the one that is giving us problems. Remember me talking about rotator cuff tendons, and the estrogen receptor beta is a pill there. Men and women do have estrogen and progesterone receptors, but the way those estrogen receptors express themselves is how we need to think about this. Remember, estrogen is not the bad guy. How the receptors and how the body expresses itself is the spicy spot. And your tendons are picky little things, and they have to have a level of homeostasis to be optimal. But if you're not stressing your tendon and not giving it the mechanical load it needs, it can't be healthy either. It's weird. So the estrogen receptor beta affects the repair pathways and affects the type of collagen and how it's laid down and how the stem cells differentiate themselves. And this is why quite possibly hormone replacement therapy could be an answer to the perimenopause, menopause tendinitis, because hormone replacement therapy is an estrogen receptor beta agonist. And yes, the actions of estrogen are regulated by the two receptors, alpha and beta, and they both have very different jobs, and the beta is the one you need to talk about with tendinitis. So if you're a woman in menopause with the musculoskeletal syndrome of menopause, I need you to exercise, and weightlifting is a good way to load your tendon. And also targeted specific exercises for your particular problem. And that's why me, a women's health physical therapist, is talking to you about hormones and science and tendons. You might need some help figuring out what exercises to do.